Andhra Pradesh and Kerala also has this policy, I suppose, that if you do not have a woman member in the team, then a lot of facilities that are being promised by the state will not be available. Is it all right? Say ya na? No objection to that, boys? It's good. It will perk up. तुम अच्छे कपड़े पहन के आओगे, जब अपने incubator में आओगे, अच्छे से dress up करके आओगे, you will all be properly presenting yourself. So we will keep that. We also have added one dimension which is missing from the existing policies, that if companies want to ancillarize their production system and set up ventures based on ancillarization, that should also be eligible for incubation. So what happens that, let us say there is a company which wants some components and they are importing it or they are buying it at a particular cost, they give a challenge that somebody can do it at half the cost or 30% less cost, and some young startup can come out with that, then we should encourage such ancillarization, because frugal engineering, frugal manufacturing will require more and more ventures which will reduce the cost of manufacturing whatever we do in this country, so that we remain competitive. So that point we have added in this section, because that is missing in most policies so far, but that will help in creating one more avenue for startups to come up. It can also be public sector, that today you are procuring something at much higher cost, and if say washers in hand pump, let us say a lot of hand pumps are going out of order because washers are not fitting properly. Now if you want to get a startup to come who can make better quality washers and that can improve the public health delivery, why not? That is the kind of thing. So it can be private sector, public sector, health sector, any sector of government or private system which has some persistent problem, what is called as wicked problem, for which solutions are not easy. They can throw up a challenge, give the specifications, anybody who has come out with that, get it evaluated, it is approved. You don't have any turnover requirement to be eligible for procurement. We will come to that point a little later, but that must be stated here. Very often startups are made ineligible to bid for public procurement calls because they don't have a minimum size of turnover and minimum experience. तो कभी इस देश में स्टार्टअप का मौका मिलेगा ही नहीं, फिर टर्नओवर उसका होगा नहीं उतना जल्दी. By the time the established players, so what happens is many times the established players take your product, take you on board, and they bid and they take markup, they extract rent out of your innovation. They extract rent out of the innovation because they have not done anything except that they have used their turnover and their scale and their balance sheet to leverage a startup's policy. We don't want that to happen in this country. We don't want a rent-seeking culture to emerge in the entrepreneurial space. So the state will recommend to the government that we should not put that condition. Now let's come to the next theme, which is the early stage ideas, converting an idea into proof of concept, and what are the things that we need to create for making our ecosystem enriched. Some of the ideas have already been mentioned. For example, both Kerala and Andhra policy mentions that we should have library open source tools, FAQ, documentation, tutorial. Uttaranchal VC suggested helpline, where various specific problems that you have, somebody can answer those questions without having to go to a mentor. So many problems don't require a mentor, they just require somebody to answer. How does it done? Maybe a particular bug hai kisi system mein, you're not able to solve it, you need to talk to some AutoCAD expert who knows that problem. You call up, they connect you to an expert answers your question, you get on with your task. Very simple. So helpline is a way between complete self-tutorial versus a mentor. Helpline is answering a focused question and then it's done. It doesn't have to any other responsibility to continue. So we need to create a helpline. Abhi banaya kuch helpline ऐसा Kerala mein? So we need to create, yeah.
It is operated by the warehouse, which is being operated by Microsoft. They have one in Delhi, one in Bangalore.
For Microsoft products?
Yeah, no. So they have a warehouse for startups, which they do it on non-profit basis. Something called the Jump Start Plan. So if they can look that up, and we have been discussing with them that if such a helpline can document the entire facilities that are being available by DSP, by Government of India, by all government. If there is a repository of all question and answers regarding the policy level, any person who wants to start a warehouse, or make a startup, would be able to ask.
Let us agree on that. Let us start doing that immediately. we will also create a blog on our site. I will request everybody sitting here, Sarita, I am coming, that all frequently asked questions that you have from the startup, let us start pulling them at one place. Everybody can link them up. Malayalam में भी देना पड़ेगा उसको, तेलुगु में, बिहार, हिंदी में, अलग कन्नड़ा में देना पड़ेगा, because these many startups, and in fact from official towns से जो startup आएंगे वो अंग्रेजी थोड़ी जानते हैं, उनको गुजराती में चाहिए. So we'll have to create all this content in local languages, which is a huge task. But let us create in English and then expect that local institutions will create local language version, Punjabi में, Gurumukhi में, जिसमें भी है. Then the startups, lot of things, they don't have to talk to somebody else. They can just look up, search, and they find solution. In the engineering field, there are many such sites where you have startup, I mean, the questions answered. In the fabrication field, in the open fab, there are a lot of such things on different chips, on different kinds of electronics. They have a lot of rich content on this line, but other disciplines do not have as much. But we need to have this. Yes, Sarita.
Two things. One is, would we use the agricultural and extension centers, helpline period, for village?
No, these are not helpline for your farming operation. This is a helpline for startups.
Yeah, but still, if they are...
So if you have, let us say, yes, you are right. If supposing you want to set up a unit of herbal pesticide and you want to talk to an agriculture expert, why not?
So from that extent, and
Yes,
second is,
we should do that. To promote agricultural based enterprises, we should also have helpline which will answer questions on agricultural technological issues that an entrepreneur may face. I think that's a good point we should bring in on board. Yes.
So one of the things regarding the manufacturing, when you are coming up with a new machine or anything like that, there has to be some standard specifications which the machine has to also meet. And I think online documents, I'm not so sure if they are sufficient because you have to go through a rigorous process of getting it through a standard ISI or I don't know what all other...
Good point. Very good point that every startup should have access to the current standards. And we all know that many times standards come in the way of innovation. Because those standards were designed, let's say 20 years ago, 15 years ago, a lot of technology has moved forward, but standards have not been upgraded. So we should have a separate cell. We should think about a small nucleus group in the country. We should only work on upgrading the standards to promote innovation. ये हर एक फील्ड में करना पड़ेगा भाई. ये फार्म इक्विपमेंट में चाहिए हमको, प्रोसेसिंग में चाहिए, हर एक सेक्टर में standards upgradation. Yes, Siddharth. On the standard issue. Yes, wait karo. So yes.
So on the standards issue, I think the idea may not have to be updating them, but reducing the need for standards. Very often, the IT world is a perfect example where standards evolved by their own.
Yes.
And if you impose standards, or even if you update them, they will never be updated as fast as innovations can happen.
No. So issue is not that. Issue is we should know if you have to get a particular device certified, somebody will look at those standards and say whether it is compatible or not, unfortunately.
Or if those standards are required at all. Health, safety, leave aside. But
ठीक बात.
everything else, let the market decide.
For example, there are safety standards, there are radiation standards. No, there are standards not necessarily of how the design is made, but how the design works. In electronics, for example, we have radiation standards. Certain kind of emissions should not take place beyond a limit, and we have to comply with that. So therefore, from the human safety point of view, from environmental safety point of view, from the avian safety point of view, biodiversity safety point of view, there are wavelengths, there are emissions which cause harm to the environment, and I think our startups should become aware of these standards so that whatever product and services they make, design, are environmentally safe, they are gender compatible and have no bias against women or disabled people and all that. We should put them in one place. Today, this is not there. So I agree with her. What's her name, please? Joycey, yes, sorry. Joycey has made a very good point, IIT Gandhinagar, that we need to have this, and maybe you should take lead, Joycey, in this. Why don't you see, that's the way it works, system works. You have to create a nucleus of students and faculty at IIT Gandhinagar. We should start putting together standards for different things, and I think what we will do, we will take call of all the incubating technologies that we have, so that for a set of technology that we have in this group, at least we start putting standards for them together. Eventually, we will encourage the students to do it themselves. I mean, finally they have to do it themselves. We cannot provide standard for them.
These are issues which are very complicated, because in fact there are many students who develop a product and then sell it off because they are not able to make it compatible
With the existing standard.
for the market. And there then they have to depend upon some more experienced enterprise. So these are issues which require a lot of careful study. And of course, as you have correctly said, standards are both. They sometimes, for some time, make the things so fossilized that they come in the way of innovation, but in many cases they help in innovation.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
And we have been talking about this standards. Let's also look at the existing workshops in public-private sector.
हम एक उसको क्लोज कर दे पॉइंट को सो हाँ नहीं फर्स्ट को खत्म कर देते हैं सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ द नॉलेज रिसोर्सेज फॉर स्टार्टअप्स वी आर सेइंग लेट मी समराइज बिकॉज दिस इज अ गुड पॉइंट दैट all the existing questions and answers that have been addressed, if people can start sharing them, not possible to all, but as many as possible, we start pulling them at a common blog, then that will help everybody to learn from everybody else's mistake or inadequacy or ignorance. That's one thing that we all agree. The tutorials, helpline is another issue, that we can have helplines for industry specific helpline. So let us say boilers, there can be a helpline. Supposing you are getting into boilers or furnaces, there could be a helpline that you can run on the certain subjects and put some of your young engineers together and they can answer questions about furnace technology, this and that, whatever. So there could be sector specific, domain specific helplines, because technology is becoming very specialized. One person cannot answer a question in many subdomains. So we need to think of, we'll have to talk to Institute of Engineers, because they have the widest network of chapters in all the states. So we'll talk to Institute of Engineers and see whether they can take up initiative in this regard, and government can support Institute of Engineers to create a helpline, because they have mentors in all fields. They have got engineers who are member of Institute of Engineers. Most engineers are actually member of Institute of Engineers. So in that sense, they will get access to them. So we will, this is a good point. Now we close this point, and unless there's any other knowledge resource that you feel we should flag here. I personally have a bias in favor of open source tools and techniques, because I don't want Microsoft to become the arbiter of this country's destiny. So I prefer that, and NASSCOM unfortunately has been promoting very many proprietary tools rather than open source tools. I have also problem with that. So I'm making my biases very clear, and it's not for nothing that the Startup Village didn't hook up to them, because I know that they were very open. They were very clear that they wanted open source tools to be promoted and encouraged, so that we don't get locked up into a technological trajectory for the development of the country. We should have, some people want to do that, they should do that. I have no problem with that. But we cannot bind by, state cannot have a policy which biased in favor of the proprietary technology. And वो ठीक है. But I'm just requesting that let us keep our mind open. There's a huge open source community in the country. No, but you know what? Open source community doesn't get support of the state in the same way as the proprietary technology people get. I'm just saying that. Promotion. So if you talk to FOSS, Forum for Free Software Association, all of them.
Sir, these days for medical equipment and implants, again you have to only take CE certification. Again it's a European, and that's why we need that standards also. The innovator particularly develop some small equipment,
It's always an issue,
Done. Regional languages, we will try to put as much content in regional languages, so that we come to the next topic, which is workshops in public and private sectors.
My take is that while it is a good idea to open public and private workshops to budding entrepreneurs, first let us look at the condition of those workshops. Go to any ITI and look at the machines. You will find 1965, 1967, 1964. So they're absolutely archaic machines. Even the training is done on those machines. And secretary from Bihar was telling that hardly 20% attendance, they just come from some sectors and all.
Good point.
So
Agreed.
we should
Agreed.
talk about the place where they're going to work.
It's very interesting you say that. I wrote a small case on ITI in Rajasthan, and that principal was saying that, look sir, if you should allow us to repair the out of use or malfunctioning equipments of public department, because my students feel very happy when they can make something work. Unfortunately, we have an old engine, we have to open it and close it all the time, it doesn't work actually. So how can I take my student, give the confidence? If your vehicle is not working and your problem, give it to my students, we will try to help it done right way. When it goes out driving, running, my student will feel confident that they can run the things well. So this is a good point, that unless and until we bring in the skill development, particularly this issue is relevant, that you bring in the contemporary designs and issues to, we will bring that, we will issue.
Exactly what it is trying, 95 workshops that we are trying to create will be state-of-the-art workshop, because without that nothing is going to work.
The mentors network, that mentors who have nurtured enterprises, yes please.
There is one point which I would like to suggest regarding the workshop.
Please.
Just like UGC introduced a compulsory course for any undergraduate course curriculum, irrespective of the discipline, engineering, science or arts, on environmental sciences a few years back, and its impact we are seeing today, especially with the younger generation, those who have taken the course. I would appreciate if some policy could be made that course on entrepreneurship development, especially when our 70% of the population is below 35, or I think better, much larger figure than that, on entrepreneurship development, could be introduced as a core compulsory course.
I'm worried.
Because
I'm worried. I'll tell you why.
Yes, I am also worried. I was about to say that point. Faculty resource will be a big problem.
You look up the book on entrepreneurship for CBSE.
Yes.
I spent
Not sir, school level.
2 years. No. Please understand. We wanted school children to get an exposure to the entrepreneurship and innovation. I offered to write that free of cost to them.
Okay.
Vinny Joshi was chairperson. I think he still is CBSE chair. I spent 6 meetings attended at my cost, not a penny from CBSE.
Okay.
They're very nice people otherwise. Their books are very good, so I respect them. In general, they make very good quality books. But they wanted textbooks, history of entrepreneurship, and what is the entrepreneurship definition. This is not the way to teach entrepreneurship.
I'm not interested in textbook concept. I'm interested in making a course, compulsory course on entrepreneurship development.
Let us call it experiential course where students have an opportunity to meet entrepreneurs. That is the best. That will be the ideal case, rather than having a course where they have to be taught.
Yes, something should be.
Exposure to the entrepreneurs, that is a very viable thing. That should, and then you call local entrepreneurs who आके अपनी story बनाए. So I think that we should recommend. But course का अंदर क्या होता है, फिर textbook आ जाएगी, फिर somebody will write the textbook जिसका कनेक्शन होगा, फिर वो कोई print करेगा उसको, वो सारा business चल जाएगा उसके अंदर. हाँ, तो अपने को वो नहीं चलना है यार. Entrepreneurship मत लाओ textbook.
That one thing is to go allow students to meet or interact with such an entrepreneur. I think other thing we need to look at is the entrepreneurship, in my opinion, is of two types. One is somebody sets the goal and tries to meet those things, and there are other entrepreneurs who, given a set of resources, they try to make the best out of it.
Yes.
So if the course which has allows interaction with entrepreneurs, along with that, some exercises where we can, inculcate such kind of things that
discipline that is required.
Yeah, these are the things given to you. How would you make the best out of that?
Okay.
I think that will open the creative edge.
We will add some suggestions of this kind. That's a good point.
There are certain inputs which, irrespective of the history and geography of entrepreneurship, for example, business plans. Ultimately, they have to come up with business plans. It's part of the course.
यार मैंने बंद कर दिया बिजनेस प्लान कंपटीशन में जाना आज से 7-8 साल पहले, बिकॉज दे हैड बिकम ओनली सीवी. देखो मेरी बात सुनो, दे हैड बिकम सीवी वैल्यू. अवस्थी सुनो तो सही यार. दे हैड बिकम सीवी वैल्यू. People made those business plans to add a line in their CV that they have made a business, they won this business plan competition, they win. कभी उनमें से कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर बना ही नहीं है.
जो बंदा शुरू करने जा रहा है, he will have to have a business plan.
नहीं, मेरी बात नहीं, उनसे पूछो वो बिजनेस प्लान मांगते हैं. पूछो उनसे. नहीं पर पूछो उनसे, पूछो.
So, you speak to them, you'll understand their passion.
Fair enough. But once you go to bank,
so
you get money without business plan.
Banking is a different sector.
नहीं, लेकिन बैंक पे तो बहुत बाद में जाएंगे ना. बैंक पे तो जब जाएंगे जब मार्केट बन जाएगी फिर.
तो अल्टीमेटली वो तो करना तो वही पड़ेगा.
वो लेटेस्ट स्टेज है. बता. चलिए ठीक है.
एक इशू ये है कि टेक्निकल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में बच्चे जो नॉर्मली एडमिशन लेते हैं वो ये सोच के नहीं आते पहले दिन कि मैं स्टार्टअप में आऊँगा. इससे क्या है, campus placement is a major attraction and that is also a selling proposition for any institution in the public and the private sector both. तो इस तरह की कोई assurance रहे टेक्निकल इंस्टीट्यूशन की तरफ से कि after say 2 years of experimenting with a startup, God forbid if it fails, can I come back?
बॉम्बे ने किया अभी, IIM ने किया.
Sir, लेकिन this is not across the board. This is not across the board. Can I come back and participate in the campus placement process?
हो रहा है. 3-4 इंस्टीट्यूशन में हो चुका है.
Should be across the board, sir.
नहीं.
Most of the good institutions have started doing it.
They have recently started. But your point is valid. That's the line to go. That's the direction to go. ठीक है।
केरला की पॉलिसी में भी है, केरला पॉलिसी इज देयर, कि जीटीयू की पॉलिसी।
लेकिन क्या होता है ना, जैसे इन लव अफेयर्स यू डोंट हैव टू हैव एन एक्सिट ऑप्शन, तो वही वाली बात है यार, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में एक्सिट ऑप्शन नहीं मिलनी चाहिए। अदरवाइज इफ यू कैन कम बैक टू द जॉब, वो पैशन वाला आएगा नहीं जिंदगी के, मरने वाली जो बात है डू एंड डाई वाली कल्चर, वो आएगी नहीं फिर अगर आप ऑप्शन, लेकिन फिर भी होना चाहिए एज ए फॉल बैक, इट्स ओके। यस
Sir, I agree on the business plan aspect, but since we are talking about student entrepreneurs, much earlier in the game.
The next, how much, this question was there about leave. You mentioned about 1 year, Andhra also mentioned about 1 year. You have mentioned that at least if there's a 4-year program, give them up to 8 years. GTUs has put that up to 8 years, which I think is a very flexible. There are 2 cases which happened. There is boy that we were waiting to come here, वो अभी आया नहीं, वो फोन किया स्पेशल, तो शरद है एक बच्चा, वो MIT गया, and I arranged his meeting with MIT and Harvard both. वो वहाँ पर उसने सोलर एनर्जी में क्या किया है कि कंसंट्रेट करके जो हॉट एयर है उसका टेम्परेचर उसने करीबन 300 डिग्री ले गया वो, तो जो फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर है वहाँ पर यू नीड अ हॉट एयर ऑफ दैट टेम्परेचर, सो नॉर्मली जो सोलर टेम्परेचर होता है वो 70 डिग्री 78 डिग्री तक रहता है एग्रीगेट. He has considered the temperature and created 300 degrees hot air, and he supplies that to various units which had to spend a lot of money on heating and compressing and giving this hot air. Student है पॉलिटेक्निक का, he hired his professor, सर आपको कितनी तनख्वाह मिलती है, नहीं तो वो फेल रह जाएगा, लेकिन वो बड़ा होशियार लड़का है, he is earning enough money, उसके बाद 2 करोड़ के तो ऑर्डर है. I called him in my class, मतलब I invited him because he is a good role model that which is a course पूरा नहीं हो रहा है लेकिन वो enterprise चल रहा है उसका बढ़िया. So we should think about that. I think this 8-year thing is good enough, but I will go further that there is a concept of lifelong learning. अगर बच्चा 15 साल में भी क्लियर करता है तो ऐसे ज़्यादा नहीं होंगे, जो एंटरप्रेन्योर बन गया है उसके लिए कह रहा हूँ मैं, बाकी के लिए नहीं कह रहा हूँ. आई एम नॉट गिविंग दिस ऑप्शन टू ड्रॉप आउट, बट इफ समबडी हैज टेकन टू एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड ही वांट्स टू कम बैक आफ्टर 10 years टू फिनिश दैट कोर्स, करने दीजिए ना उसको यार, करने दीजिए, क्या जाता है, कितने बच्चे होंगे ऐसे, करने दीजिए उसका यार. उसको बोल तू कभी भी आके कोर्स पूरा कर लियो यार, बुढ़ापे में भी आएगा, तेरे बच्चे भी पढ़ रहे होंगे, तू भी आके पढ़ लियो, क्या दिक्कत है उसमें. Let us continue. Let us take this UNESCO's concept. There's a worldwide concept of lifelong learning. It is all right. People want to come at advanced age. US में जाइए, आपके पास क्लास के अंदर बैठे होते हैं 50 साल के 60 साल के लोग भी बैठे होते हैं क्लास के अंदर, यंग बच्चों के साथ होता है सर, आपने देखा, आपने कनाडा में देखा. So let us encourage that culture that if that person doesn't pass now and wants to pass it for the sake of satisfaction after 10, 15, 20 years, we'll allow it. उतना ही करवाइएगा उससे जितना रह गया था उसका.
Otherwise, it will be a difficult.
नहीं, only for entrepreneurs, not nobody for life, only entrepreneurs, only for entrepreneurs, only for entrepreneurs. नहीं सर, आप खाली एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए दे दिए इतनी एक्सेप्शन, बस खाली एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए, खाली एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए, बिकॉज क्वेश्चन इज नोबडी वांट्स स्टिग्मा ऑफ फेलियर.
You see,
खाली एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए.
The problem that we have today is that we have this fixed system where there is no flexibility. Now in Harvard, for example, what they have is courses which you can take any time. In our case, we have gone to credit system, but the system is so inflexible that institutions have a lot of difficulty. Like, if a student should come, let's say, after I have already gone to a new course, and he comes after 4 years and he says, now I would like to take the same old course, then it becomes a problem. Because how many courses you run in parallel. So that is the problem that unless we change our system.
रिकमेंड करते हैं इस बात को कि भाई जो क्रेडिट्स हैं, जो टोटल क्रेडिट 30 क्रेडिट अगर जो भी आपको क्लियर करने हैं, हमारे यहाँ भी 18 क्रेडिट होते हैं शायद 2 साल में ना, 36 27 क्रेडिट. So those credits you must complete, but don't have to do it in 2 years. If I am a student, तुम आगे कर लेते हो, किसी एक साल में आके एक टर्म कर जाओ, फिर अगले साल में आके एक और टर्म कर लो, 4, 5, 6 साल में तुम्हारा अगर पीजीपी कोर्स होता है तो हो जाने दो यार, क्या दिक्कत है भाई. व्हाट इज द पर्पस आफ्टर ऑल? वी वांट टू प्रमोट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, वी हैव टू डू दैट. नहीं मानोगी चित्रा विल नॉट अलाउ.
जॉब्स मच लेस.
नहीं कि ऐसा नहीं होता है, ऐसा होता है कि इफ समबडी वांट्स टू लर्न एंड वी वांट टू टीच, लर्नर इज रेडी, टीचर इज रेडी, तो क्या दिक्कत है यार. Only for entrepreneurs, not for everybody, only for entrepreneurs.
Should be available for all. Why only?
ठीक. All right. The other thing is that who will be under the decision? The startups or anybody who just drops out, opens a kirana shop, ऐसे ही high entrepreneur हो गया? अभी हम तो 5 साल के बाद आ रहे हैं. तो I mean there should be some kind of parameter where you would
Innovation.
Who will judge innovation, sir? Giving a better floor.
You know, Dr. Saab, this question should arise when you have a problem of queue. We don't have too many people going into entrepreneurship in the first place. अभी से क्यों परवाह करनी है उस प्रॉब्लम की? वो प्रॉब्लम अभी आई नहीं है तो उसको सॉल्व क्यों करना है आज? Let us solve the problem we have at hand, which is to encourage people to become entrepreneurs. अभी वो प्रॉब्लम तो 50 साल, 20 साल, 30 साल के बाद आएगी ना? At this moment, if we encourage people who want to take leave from the academic system and continue entrepreneurship with the understanding that they can come back and finish it, I think that's enough that we need at this moment. That's all. अभी कौन है, कैसा है, उसके बाद में कर लेंगे. अभी तो इतना तो मान लें कि अगर कोई बच्चे हैं ऐसे जो जाना चाहते हैं and they need to keep the connection with the academic institution, then it is a connection.
Criteria क्या रहेगा? मतलब entrepreneur he should be having a ROC registration of.
Yes, of course. Innovation. Yes. That's right. MSME registration.
Those conditions, but also it is very important to understand that I am currently in India. I am in an education system that pushes me towards certain directions, and I need to graduate to a stage where I start making choices, and that's really the work of an entrepreneur, is that I can make choices for myself. That graduation will need that we open this flexibility to entrepreneurs.
There's an issue next one where the fellowship method is limited. You cannot offer too many fellowships. So let us say I'm not including fellowship at the moment, but some support the startups need for material cost, bandwidth cost, storage space in the cloud, and so on and so forth. What have you done? I mean, how do you handle that?
We have tied up with quite a few vendors because Amazon gives a lot of Amazon credits, AWS credits to startups. Microsoft gives Azure. Google gives the Google Startup Pack. So we have tied up with many of these private firms who in turn support startups. So that is one typical avenue. The second is what we are trying to do in the policy is set up a major state-based data center, which again can provide cloud-based facility, as we are doing in Andhra Pradesh. So the way to look at it, if you're looking from the state point, you're creating a public good. It's actually like creating a school. You invest in a student and you do not actually measure what he does after school. Similarly, if you look at an incubator in terms of trying to create potential entrepreneurs, then that would be a good lens to look at it from. So that's the way we are looking at it. So we are tying with the private sector and with the state government. They have come out with
the chips and semiconductor materials and all of that. Have you gone into electronics, sir?
Yes. So we are right now setting up an electronics incubator. It should be up and running in the next 3 months. So 2 things we have done. One, we are tying up with MIT, the technical school, and bringing their fab lab so that you can do shop floor fabrication. The second one is in India. Generally, I've worked with a few hardware startups. The scene is it's not very encouraging. You want to do fabrication, you want to do chips, etc. It is not there anywhere in India. Bangalore, any place that you go to, it's difficult to get. So what our startups who have done really good, electronic startups have done is they have gone to Taiwan, they have gone to China, they have gone to Hong Kong, and they have procured things from there, done prototype, brought it back, proved the concept, and then again they are going for manufacturing outside.
I have talked to ST Microelectronics in Noida.
Sure.
They have agreed to make specialized even one chip for a startup, because they have a huge factory. They are the 4th largest company in the field of semiconductors. And we have created a co-creation space. They have already done that. So if some students are looking for that, they can go and stay there on our recommendation. And their goal is that look, out of the 5, 7, 10 students for which they do it, one of them might succeed in creating a chip for which there is a huge market. And then naturally they will come back to them for mass manufacture. So that is the way they are looking at it. We should probably expand such tie-ups with as many semiconductor chips as companies as possible, because that's a field where we will take long time to put our own feet on ground. So no harm in collaborating with those who are not charging. They don't charge anything, and there is no obligation.
Correct.
It's just a service that they are doing for the young startups. Yes.
सर ये कोर्स एक्सटेंशन वाला सुझाव एकदम क्रांतिकारी है, लेकिन मेरा थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट ओपिनियन है कि अगर हम ऐसे एक्सटेंशन देना शुरू करेंगे, हमारा यूनिवर्सिटी का सिस्टम UGC पूरा जो है स्ट्रक्चर वो इससे गिर जाएगा,
10-15 1000 10,000 स्टार्टअप से हिल जाएगा यार,
बहुत सारे
जहाँ करोड़ों बच्चे पास होते हैं।
एक मेरा छोटा सा सजेशन ये है कि हम इस सिस्टम में रह करके कुछ ऐसा करें कि उनके लिए स्पेशल पेपर उनको एक्स्ट्रा कोचिंग दीजिए जिस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट में वो वीक है उसके लिए, तो आई थिंक ये ज्यादा अच्छी तरीके से हैंडल हो सकता है।
I have very strong views on that point. Sorry if sorry if I come across as very strong, but see, I studied in College of Engineering, Trivandrum, which is like one of the better colleges in Kerala. So what happens is, in the final year, you have the electives to choose from. But if I choose for something that is not usually available, there's usually only 2 electives which are available in the college. So the term elective becomes a misnomer. I also did my postgrad from IIM Calcutta. There, if you have got like 10 electives, those 10 electives are actually there. So the choice, if you give the students, then it makes sense. If you're saying the choice is there but it's not actually there, it's a complete misnomer. So that's the first part. The second part is, even without an entrepreneurship policy or even without that, I know the stats in Kerala. Only 20% students actually pass their exams in the first attempt. None of them, the 80% were not trying to be entrepreneurs. So a person who has to pass will pass. Someone who doesn't want to pass will not pass. Just by changing a system, nothing is going to happen. And second...
What is your suggestion?
So we should just go ahead and implement it.
See, just a minute. What we are doing is...
And then limited time frame, then only it's possible.
You see, because such cases are very few.
Very few.
What we are providing is, if a student wants to take an elective which is not available, we ask him to develop his own elective. Only thing is he has to do it within 2 weeks of the start of the semester. And if the university accepts that elective, we will allow him to study on his own with certain restrictions. He has to upload every 15 days what he is doing.
Yeah, we have a course of independent study, for example. 2 credit course of independent study.
For that particular.
A student can design his own course.
So we allow a student or we allow a teacher to design his own course.
Very good.
With approval from
I think that's a good point. We will just reinforce it. We have it, IMA, they have it. I'm sure many institutions can have that. That will be useful because then you can focus it in the direction which you want.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we will recommend that CIS.
Yeah. Existing students who are currently running companies, can we make it mandatory for the attendance and the internal marks through AACT or UGC or some norm, so that the concerned universities can send a note to the concerned affiliating colleges? So if there's a student entrepreneur, he can be given this bonus attendance.
This one, the concessional attendance. Yeah.
Given by the university colleges.
Is there in this policy?
No, but she's saying for the other colleges which are governed by other boards. Yes.
They have it in the policy, so something similar can be looked at other people.
The proof of... There was also a suggestion that has come out in several state policies that we should have liberal policy to support startups to interact with other startups, travel, conference participation. I was at a IEEE meeting at San Jose recently, and I found some student from Kerala there who was volunteering in that conference, and there were some other students from other parts, 3 or 4, one was from Lucknow. So these students were there volunteering for IEEE. IEEE paid for their travel. They selected them on the basis of some criteria of their proficiency in some subject or some paper that they might have written. So IEEE does that. They invite students in their international conferences as volunteers who will run the registration desk, who will do the logistics and all that, plus attend these sessions, so that they work and they earn their way through for this purpose. Thank you, sir. So can we also create mechanisms for supporting such exposure for the students and participation both in national and international conferences on the strength of something that they have said which has been accepted by the professional peer. So travel grants for the startups to meet and attend some camps and groups around the world where we think that value will be added. IITs के पास तो पैसा होता है लेकिन बहुत सही जगह पर नहीं होता है. Vishantam went, I think you were given some 50%, how much I am give you support for that?
In the end we got funding from IIM.
And
applied to several of the other NGO funding and none of them had a policy as to how they have to fund it.
Correct. So in this case he got from IIM, but I am saying that, and it was a conference at Harvard, he was invited for an oral presentation. So naturally that is prestigious. I am saying that such things, when our startups get an opportunity to do that, we should have some funds for that purpose. I will recommend it both at the national level, that means from the ministry, they should have a travel grant system, so they don't have to go through the state level system, but also at the state level, I think we should all agree that there should be some funds to promote interaction of budding entrepreneurs with others. I think NABARD can also think of a scheme under which for agri entrepreneurs, agri and rural entrepreneurs, you can create a window of travel grants for participation in national and international conferences and even study grant. That means if somebody wants to go and meet 15 let us say biogas based entrepreneurs, उसको travel grant दे दो, उसको आके एक report देनी पड़ेगी आपको कि भाई 15 लोगों से आप मिले, क्या हुआ उसके अंदर. SIDBI can also do the same thing. So we will strongly recommend.
And so to add to that, if it is made possible, then the process has to be fast. In quite a places where I applied for funding, they have a 3 months or 4 months period. So by that time that they process your request, the event is already done.
And conference may not communicate to you.
The communications may not come that soon.
That fast. Yes.
Sir, just a small point on the mentoring issue, sir. Could we also have some kind of a structure whereby the people who are mentoring are, so to say, qualified, or if I may say, they have the ability to handle innovations and ideas? Means if we would have had, let's say, 100 people like him or 100 people like you, we wouldn't be thinking of a policy. So the people who are handling ideas should have the capacity to handle ideas.
क्या होता है ना, we leave it to the student. If they don't find your idea good, they will reject it. They will move on. क्या दिक्कत है उसमें? Why do we structure a system? See, at this moment, we don't have an oversupply of mentors. Please understand. ये सब जो issues है ना, हमारे mindset में है कि यार हम लोग के पास बहुत सारे लोग खड़े हैं लाइन के अंदर, हमें select करना है. कहाँ हैं लोग यार? कितने लोग time देते हैं भाई? Request करना पड़ता है तो क्या कहते हैं?
So I am part of an alumni
group. Yeah, voluntary, but his point was that appropriate skill set should be there, which we leave it to the market the way they will evolve.
You know, on this travel grant and on this, I'll just give you an experience. So I'm an alumni of the Indian School of Mines, Dhanbad. So we have a lot of students lately over the last 10 years who get selected for different conferences and different things. So there's a Society of Petroleum Engineers, very prestigious. So these students have presented, and some of them went on their own in the first year. So around 10 years back, a cost of about 1,50,000 rupees, they won awards. So then the alumni have started helping. Every year now we have about 30 to 35 such requests on the alumni group.
Good point.
Out of which only 25 to 30 get accepted.
Take.
And we don't have information. I've been trying to organize it in a way, let's create a fund so that, we have a proper system doing it. It's still a one-on-one basis, but every year there are about 5 to 10 who do not get funded. Which is why I would want this.
We should encourage much more alumni involvement in providing such support.
But
yes.
Sir, that will not be enough.
That will not be enough.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, please.
Those who are already in enterprise are successful, but they have some problem like health problems. We can give some benefits. Just I want to share one story with you. As one my friend, he's just started his enterprise. He's good, but he is suffering from some medical problems. So he has wasted. He has required some money. So that will affect his business. So can government help such people for providing?
What you can say is, this is a good point, that can there be a special concessionary medical insurance for startups, something like that. We can talk to insurance companies if they agree, but we will definitely raise this issue. It's worth raising. There are many other windows for which people have special insurance schemes. I think you should also use, we will also write, and we will we'll pursue this matter with the company which offer health insurance and see whether we can have a less premium based policy for this community, which in future will generate jobs, which will then generate business for those people. So something like that we can think about.
Sir,
good
I
point.
have a point to add here. When we're talking about generating small funds for entrepreneurs, for conference, travel, things like that, there are many established entrepreneur organizations like TIE, for example. Could we have involved them also in this funding process?
Forget it. How many they have supported? Tell me. कुछ मुझे बताओ ना, वो इवेंट मैनेजमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म है, वो लोग छोड़ दो यार उसको. Leave it. I know them all too well, so let us leave that. With due respect to everybody who is a member of TIE here.
What can be done is we can suggest the government for visa fees and all that, if we can have bilateral agreements at least with some governments at that level.
वो तो फिर एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स कमीशन खाली इसके लिए तो नहीं होगा. Now there is another last point in this theme, which is the calibration testing, and many times in certain sectors such as the auto sector, the ARAI in Pune, for example, will charge the fees which may be at par with what they charge to major companies. So they will charge the same fee to a startup if you have a new vehicle design or something like that. So we need to work on this policy. If all of you agree, then we will put down that for testing, calibration, certification of the new innovative products developed by the startup, there should be a national fund to meet that fees. Otherwise, they will never get certification, therefore, these products will not go to market. So at some stage, we should be able to make it possible for doing that. Yeah.
I'm thinking aloud, so I'm at the risk of sounding very bizarre. So, is it possible or is it feasible to have a Gurukul kind of structure for entrepreneurship? Where no textbook learning, it's only experience. Because there are different stages of entrepreneurship from inception to, guidance, and you finalize a plan and then you roll it out, in different stages. Where, since you are saying supplies is an issue, there are 800, let's say 1,000 people who come up, and giving them a common platform in terms of Gurukul where they have to come, let's say for 6 months or a year, that will help them in building an ecosystem, discuss idea among themselves also, and also see where are the synergies where they can, utilize a resource together. And something of that sort, and I think
it's a good thought.
That is where the
entrepreneurial apprenticeship. That's what you're saying. An apprenticeship with an entrepreneur.
Yes, you
That's
can
what
say
you're
that.
saying.
It's totally experience based. Okay,
No,
so
I
there
think
is
it's
a
a good
dedicated
idea.
set of people like him, who are ready to dedicate their time, their energy. And
Sir,
their
we
life,
will,
right?
समर में आप भेजते हैं इंडस्ट्री उसके लिए एक्सपीरियंस के लिए उसमें ऐड कर देंगे industry/entrepreneur experience.
No, make it 6 months.
So anybody
or
who
1 year.
wants to set up work with an
What I'm
entrepreneur
saying
will qualify for the industry experience. सही है कि नहीं भाई बच्चों? Is that all right?
Because I think that is something.
There is this entrepreneurial MBA program. So the summer training is essentially with the CEO.
नहीं पर हम तो कह रहे हैं हर प्रोग्राम में कर देंगे ना हम एंटरप्रेन्योर प्रोग्राम की बात नहीं कर रहे कोई मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में डिग्री कर रहा है हाँ
So then the kind of testing you all have been talking about,
Agreed.
you have an instrument at that Gurukul which all those 1,000 or maybe 10 who have similar kind of usage can use. So you can achieve economies of scale there as well. And also, I think getting a fund for that kind of Gurukul from the private sector, from all state governments, from central government would be easy. And that fund can help all of them together at least to, get some kind of.
Let us try this. So testing, calibration, certification and internship with the entrepreneurs. Okay, we'll go to the next point now. Thank you.
I think there should be a mentorship in this last part essentially because every institution can have one leader or a representative who will help mentoring all testing, calibration, because then they can guide what are the standards, what are the norms, who is the facilitator, with or without charge, which are the national agencies. This can be done by technical institutions very nicely.
You mean there should be at least one institutional mentor, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, at least for the last one.
You know what, I'm not sure about it for the reason that, and I'm being very self-critical, many of us, the faculty members, are not very entrepreneurial in our own life. And then what happens, the kind of guidance we give to these entrepreneurs is misleading because we don't know how to take, we have not taken risk in our life and we therefore don't know how to encourage a risk taker. We might mislead him. So please don't insist on it. If a student voluntarily selects some faculty member as a guide, fine. But ये condition बना देंगे तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा हमारे लिए.
No, I don't want guidance for entrepreneurship development or promotion. I want only guidance for testing.
Testing it. That's right. That's a very technical subject. There, yeah, I get your point. I'm sorry. I get your point. We'll put it there. But otherwise, I would not like that there should be a requirement for, हम लोग सब जानते हैं, सब प्रोफेसर लोग हैं ना, हमको थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस तो है, आप सभी प्रोफेसर काफी सारे, कैसे होता है, क्या होता है, तो इसलिए.
I think we as an institute have, to be quite frank, given greater weightage to, while choosing faculty, to industry exposure than an archaic PhD. So, and we have a very thriving FMB program, Family Managed Business Program also, which where the faculty are in very close interaction with SMEs.
Correct.
They know because most of the participants are from the SME sector. So there I think faculty in our institute can add some relevance, and even in designing the courses for a new venture creation or start your business, because of their exposure to industry of all sizes and all sectors, I think some value addition for the potential aspiring entrepreneur we are able to create.
Okay. We'll move to the funding of startups and
Professor,
Yes.
We haven't touched upon IP creation.
I will come to that. It is very close in my heart. The one point which I think we should record right away is that in the first stage funding, the funding institution should not ask for any stake. I think we sometimes become too stingy. And with due respect to Paresh, you know, आपके जो incubator है ना भाई, अहमदाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी में, परेश, the incubator जो venture studio में है ना, आपको rethink करना चाहिए अपनी strategy में. शुरू में इक्विटी की बात करना शुरू कर देते हैं ना, बच्चे भाग जाते हैं, डर जाते हैं. For the first stage of incubation, don't get into the discussion of equity sharing. बच्चे, तुम आओ, तुम्हारा स्वागत, whatever we can do, we'll do for you. At second stage, when they have matured a little bit, and they need second stage of funding, at that stage, let us talk about. हमने जो छोटा सा फंड बनाया अभी 22 लाख का सृष्टि के अंदर, 3-4 लोगों ने मिलकर सोशल इनोवेशन फंड, you know that you were representing. किसी से कोई बात नहीं, वो उन्होंने बोला सर बिट्स पिलानी का स्टूडेंट था, सर would we have to share anything? No. What will happen to IP? Yours. Sir, what will you get? Joy. Those kids are, I mean, they were surprised, and then we said, we will connect you to the best possible mind in the country. So one of them who was working on microscope attached to the cell phone, we put him in touch with Dr. Goti in ISC Bangalore, who has agreed to host him, the BITS team, and they are going ahead with that. 3 months उसने बोला मेरे पास पैसा है यार, बच्चों तुम चिंता मत करो, तो मैं खाना भी खिलाऊंगा और सिखाऊंगा भी. अब और क्या चाहिए? Done. हो गया. So like that, I think my request to all the colleagues also here who are going to run or who run our incubator is, please don't get into the discussion of equity, sharing benefits in the first round. Be liberal. They are kids. They want to do, they are good in life. Abhi se shuru mein, if we get into a stake business, I think it sometimes stifles the dialogue. That person will not share full information with us. वो सोचेगा मैं इस enterprise में नहीं, मैं अगले में लगाऊंगा, जिसमें मेरे को अपने आप करना होगा. You know, that kind of stinting behavior starts.
I totally agree, because it's the psychology, you know, a lot of, as a youngster when I'm getting into entrepreneurship, I'm coming there because I have this fascination, there is this halo around being my own boss. And then if you ask me to share equity, I sort of get a sense that am I going to be my own boss? Because there are all these, you know, we can't ignore that there is this cultural thing about, you know, how we treat VCs, that they sit on you and this thing. So that's also something we need to consider.
So my appeal is, I would like to propose that in the first round of funding, up to maybe few lakh, for example, TAP used to provide up to 5 lakh. कहाँ गए वो TAP वाले हमारे देशपांडे जी का? हाँ, तो कहाँ करते थे हम इक्विटी कोई बात नहीं करते थे, हम तो 25 लाख तक भी नहीं करते थे, up to 25 lakh. हाँ, वो तो कह रहा हूँ. So I think we should, and मैं 25 लाख से नहीं बोलूँगा क्योंकि अगर कोई private participation है तो then they need to generate revenues. So I won't say that they will give all the money without a stake. But initial phase, maybe, I don't know how much money, how much limit will you put it? 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, how much?
So, right now we go for soft loans, where even like for 5 years they may not repay. Okay. So that's how we...
Interest-free or? Interest-free.
Interest-free normally can't give interest-free.
Soft loans are long moratorium, that's what he is suggesting, right? Moratorium.
So that's a good model to get them excited about it. And at a later stage, if you want to do that, you can go for that. But
you can convert either debt into equity or you can take...
Convert to debt.
Okay.
That's what you want to do.
Okay.
Startup is getting the money for giving soft loans?
So we raise it from our private sector.
No government support.
Well, they had a small support.
We have a Department of Science and Technology grant as well coming in now. It's a 1:1 model.
Whatever is put in by the private sector, government matches it?
No, other way around.
Other way around.
Whatever government gives, they are able to raise the private sector.
I'll give you numbers. DFC has given us 2.5 crores till date. From the private sector, we have raised 4.5 crores. The last one.
I think this will be a good model where, it's not always easy. You have good reputation, you can get 2.5 crore. Otherwise, what happens generally? 25 lakhs into 3 or 4 or 5 maximum. The Department of Information Technology and Electronics, you know, I sit on that committee also, and I may also get one of the incubator under Department of Information Technology and Electronics. There they gave up to 25 lakhs worth of investment for 5 people. So 1.25 crore is that maximum that they gave. That point will come later, that 25 lakhs to 5 crore, there is no window of opportunity. कोई scheme नहीं government की. After that, MSME and, you know, other loans and so on. But from 25 lakhs to 5 lakhs investment, government doesn't provide any support today. There's a big gap. So we need to think of an acceleration fund. After a person reaches up to 25 lakh and he has handled that money properly and is able to run that business, has enough turnover, even if he has not paid back that money, and wants to go to next stage of funding. First of all, you insist that 25 lakhs ko amortize करो, वो amortize करना इतनी जल्दी नहीं possible होता ना नए startup के अंदर. Many of the startups don't pay them anything for the first 3-4 years. Most of the startups don't pay much. They just calculate their cost of living. That's it. मतलब 10-15 हज़ार में जीते ना वो लोग महीने के, जो भी खाने का खर्चा है या ट्रैवल का है. None of them take the salary. So they have already contributed their equity in that sense. We should not insist on amortization of that loan. What do you do? Do you insist for the next phase of funding?
Right now, whoever wants to come in can come in. We don't take any equity. We just support them.
And then?
And at the point at which, so if someone fails, it's done.
Forget it, huh?
If at some point they raise some funding, then we'll say if we want to match that funding, and then we take equity.
Which is voluntary.
Which is voluntary.
Not mandatory. Good. I like that model.
सर इसमें ये हो सकता है कि क्रेडिट गारंटी फंड कोई गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से क्रेडिट गारंटी फंड हो तो अदरवाइज तो दिस विल रिमेन अ यूटोपियन काइंड ऑफ अ ड्रीम जिसमें हम इनक्यूबेटर से एक्सपेक्ट ये करें कि वो कोई सवाल ही ना पूछे.
नहीं.
माने माइंडसेट का इशू है.
ठीक है.
तो वो कोई सवाल ही ना पूछे ऐसा तो शायद मुमकिन नहीं होगा. Be preferable if there could be some kind of dedicated fund for this purpose. जैसे कि कहते हैं कि first default guarantee, some kind of a first default guarantee could come from the government that should the entrepreneur fail to repay, then somebody else will chip in.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. Credit guarantee funds we have had in our country, but most of them DGCIC funds are eligible for banks at least only if you make a provision in your balance sheet under bad and doubtful debt. So that much of your profit after tax is earmarked and you cannot either issue it or distribute it, whatever the case may be. So that is the provision under which DGCIC works today, Deposit and Credit Guarantee Insurance Corporation. We are not talking about that. He is not talking about that. You are talking about credit guarantee funds which will give comfort to the investors. Is that right? They will give comfort to the investors that in case you are not able to recover from many cases, some part of it at least government might be able to pay you after due diligence, whatever norms they may have for due diligence. I think that's a good thought, very good thought.
Now banks it is CGT MSE there. Huh? CGT MSE is there for banks.
हाँ banks के लिए है, but अभी both private investors and incubator investors and corporate investors, all the three category of high net worth individual, I invest my personal saving and let's say that I don't get anything back. Can I claim, if nothing else, a tax exemption on that? If it is proved that, if it can be certified that a duly approved incubator in which I had invested in the investee and could not pay back, can I claim concession on that? Is it a write-offable expense in my income tax return? That could be one way. अभी तो उसके बारे में सोचा नहीं ना कुछ, सोचो इसके बारे में. Let us talk to the chartered accountants, let us talk to the accounting faculty in finance and accountancy. चित्र थोड़ा सोचना इसके बारे में कि if an individual high net worth individual, and we want more and more such people to come into this space, want to invest. परेश आप भी सोचो इस बारे में. In a enterprise affiliated to one of the recognized incubation systems of the country. It could be online, it could be offline, it could be NSTDB, it could be Department of ITBT of Karnataka, whatever. Some recognized system. Because you can't just do to your friend and cousin. Then can that expenditure which is not recovered for, let's say 3 years, at least 3 years you should allow, after 3 years can that be written off? Can that be accounted for as a exemptable expense for tax purposes?
What about the upside then? Suppose that becomes a really profitable venture and he benefits from it. So there must be both ways.
No, that is the agreement. No, that in that case, whatever agreement you have for that is different. That is the MOU based arrangement. You have signed some agreement and you will have some mention there whether it is grant or loan or interest or return. That is up to the individuals, I mean both the parties. I am saying if it is failed.
Income tax authorities would like it to be equitable, that you must, because
okay.
normally you're supposed to share the it's equity, risk capital.
So what you're saying is that the gains from that should also be taxable. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there must be equity upside and downside. So there must be taxable gain some way, equity, capital appreciation or whatever, some kind.
That funds are already in operation where, for example, Citi and Government of India has a fund.
No, but that is, they are minimum 2 crore of paid up capital and all. Big, वो बड़ा amount है. We are talking about individuals. Say you, out of your salary savings, want to invest in a startup. You like an idea of somebody making educational toys or tools for disabled people, let us say for the sake of argument. You like that idea and you want to support it. personally. Now, if that idea does not fly after 3 years, he cannot generate any revenue. He cannot give back your loan. Is it all right if you can get that? That's what.
Now the banks manage it, those who invest, Citi invests, government matches only part of it. Similarly, other banks, for example, there's a fund that is operated by Karnataka which was called KICSET. Thereafter, there's an ESDM venture fund. They're soon going to start a startup venture fund as well. So biotechnology also. And BIRAC also.
BIRAC is the one, I wrote the cabinet note for that, so I can tell you, BIRAC is the only fund in the country which invests up to 25 lakhs in an idea stage with no proof of concept. That's the only fund, only one fund in the country. There's no other fund, up to 50 lakhs, up to 50 lakhs.
Government, there is no public sector banks or any other. So for the
Entire budgetary provision, complete budgetary provision.
fund is raised by a fund manager. He takes 25% from government. Rest is everything raised by the market from public sector banks and others also, their clients. And thereafter, there are exit policies for the entire fund. So we invest over a period of time. As and when there is a first closure for the company or second closure, we give him options whether he wants to take off the equity or not. So these methodologies are already there. I could share that with you as well.
Okay, we can look at that. My problem is that most such funds have minimum as SIDBI required. SIDBI colleague है ना यहाँ पर? हाँ, कितना 2 crore है ना minimum paid up. So minimum paid up is 2 crore, which is not easy to raise for individuals, at least a small fund.
What is stopping us from using
Our outreach. We are a very small institution and we cater to only selected sectors also, like biotech you mentioned, IT is another. In fact, the fund that you are talking about, that was MSS IT fund that government of India had partnered with SIDBI Venture Capital. Venture Capital, we don't go for 10 lakh, 20 lakh.
Yeah.
They got special.
Much higher.
And is this a limited fund of funds?
Yeah, we are already acting as fund of funds.
And then again,
This,
when people are thinking aloud,
can I
I'd like
make
to
a
give it
comment?
a fillip, just a small thing. Think of it like I as an individual want to participate in a crowdfunding. If the venture fails, do I get a rebate in the income?
No, crowdfunding में तो अभी नहीं है, but crowdfunding platforms are coming up, and I mean this is a very potentially viable area because many people, their experience is that, and there are forecasts that angel funding may be replaced by crowdfunding. There are people who are suggesting that. I'm not so sure of that because I know, but it is possible. You never know. Yes.
Yeah, I think in that range from 10 to 50 lakhs or whatever range, I think I would make a strong suggestion for sort of proliferation of angel funding at local levels. Because ideally, this funding is also tied to mentoring, support, contact with customers, things like that. So I think that today the venture funding is a sort of closed art. Not many people know about it. As such, say if you say Gujarat, lots of people bet on equity, they bet on land, they bet on even crude oil in high seas. So if this is something which the education for investors, venture investing should be a high priority item, and then there would be local city or district based, a lot of investors may emerge because they may see value in this.
एक program होना चाहिए. This is a good idea. I've never seen a program on an MDP for venture investing. I've never heard that. It's a very interesting idea. I like that idea.
They should be spread
it's
across.
A very good idea. A low cost MDP. We shouldn't charge very high fees. Maybe 1 or 2 days maximum. Even 1 day workshop for venture investing workshop where we can help people to understand what are the pros and cons. It's a good thought. I like that thought. Very good thought. I think we should do that in different parts.
Can we have something like government investing in entities like academic institutions?
Something like a grant funding which you're talking about, and that institution per se giving the credibility from the government of having been invested from the side of the government.
That's what government is doing already.
And then they can raise funding additionally.
Already, MSME, NSTDB, DSIR now in this scheme, and PRIDE, and then Department of Information Technology and Electronics, all of them have a scheme under which they can invest in they can give to the fund to the academic institution. If they recover, they can use it as a rotation capital. They don't have to give that money back to the government. So they can use it as a rotational capital. And recently, again there is a meeting on 19th, some 43 institutions are being given 10 crore each by MHRD for design centers. And For these, you should apply for that. In IIM, should apply for that. And design centers will have to have 3 satellite centers, 3 different academic institutions. 30% budget will go to the design, to the satellite centers, and there is a fund to invest in these startups, which again can be recovered and used as a rotation capital. So 10 crore per institution. We have already sanctioned last time 4, and this time 19th again I am meeting. I will be there in the committee, so we will sanction maybe more, 15, 20 more. And these are at IITs and small colleges, I mean not small, medium stage colleges and big colleges, but the government has identified 43 different institutions in the first round, 10 crore each. They have to then design, there is no money for building, courses, equipments, training, whatever. So there are provisions of that kind. Our Agriculture Ministry, Rural Development Ministry are the most dumb in this regard, as you know, which have done absolutely nothing, zero. Take back this message. Professor Gupta said on record, the whole country is listening to this. The Agriculture Ministry and Rural Development Ministry are the most dumb ministry of our country when it comes to promoting innovation and entrepreneurship. Okay? Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we are on the funding of startups. I think we have to separate out the concerns of the manufacturing and the non-manufacturing. I mean the hardware companies and the not hardware companies, especially for hardware companies, because if you have an idea which you want to, which is proved, and then you want to scale it up, I don't think that this model that we are talking about right now will help in, or it's not really because 25,000 and then 5 lakhs is very little if you have to scale up a hardware startup.
It depends. Let me illustrate. These boys, there were 4 kids there were 4 teams. One of them had set up a small microscope attached to the phone, and they had to take a photograph. They developed the algorithm on their own. The blood drop, when photographed by this and analyzed, they will tell with 75% accuracy whether malaria is there or not. Good idea. A small hardware attachment to the cell phone. The computer power of the cell phone is being used for processing. Now there are many such possibilities. At the moment we don't have a single device attachable to the cell phone today. But I am hoping that in next 3-4 years we will have large number of such devices which will come up in the Indian market for various kind of diagnostic purposes, which will use computing power of a smartphone. They didn't ask for much money. They said, sir, हमको एक लेंस बनाना है, उसके लिए कुछ खर्चा पड़ेगा, बाकी एल्गोरिथम का तो हमने लिख ही लिया है, और कहीं जाएंगे थोड़ा किराए का पैसा, तो उन्होंने तो 15,000 मांगा था, मैंने 25,000 दिया उनको, but they didn't ask for 25,000. So what I am saying is, even in hardware, there could be low cost hardware and there could be high cost hardware. So it is not that we should begin with 25. 25 is only for those who are beginning with a low cost. They are using material in the lab. See what happens. Most departments have some material. They have facility. Don't charge a student for that. Nobody charges. Am I right? I mean, you don't charge a student for that. Am I? कि बच्चों, अगर कुछ बनाओगे तो कुछ चार्ज थोड़ी करेंगे. अगर कोई स्पेशल कंपोनेंट चाहिए तो जाकर ले आओ बाहर से. उसके लिए पैसा चाहिए होगा. कोई फैब्रिकेट कराना है तो उसके लिए पैसा चाहिए. But you don't use, because that is part of learning. It is considered as part of education system. That fabrication is considered part of education system. So that is the context we are talking about.
Also, the other concern would be that if we try thinking in these terms, we end up thinking big, and there is this medium investment thing which has always been a sort of a black box and has always been lacking. It will always continue to be lacking.
I can tell you that small scale funding is more difficult than अभी बताया ना सिडबी के हमारे कोलीग ने बोला कि भाई हम छोटे इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करते हैं. दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. छोटा इन्वेस्टमेंट कोई भी नहीं करेगा तो फिर कहाँ से आएगा रिटेल फंडिंग? रिटेल इन्वेस्टिंग कैसे होगा?
Do you return anything if you succeed?
For these investments, first wage up to 25,000, not necessary, not obligatory. Next wage, yes, when it becomes easy loan. We use the word easy loan or soft loan. At that stage, you should pay back.
No, what I am saying is that, as my friend was saying, only about 3% of people are actually succeeding. But if you succeed, then the returns are good.
Higher.
So
that depends upon your equity then. If you have taken equity in the enterprise, your returns automatically become that.
So if you've been funded as a part of some kind of a social responsibility, can you not return something so as to make it more sustainable in future?
So 2 points, and answer from my exam. When I started my first company, I was in my third year of engineering. That got funded by the government of India under the DSIR scheme. 5% of the company is still held by government of India. So that equity is with the government of India. And what we are doing in Short Village is like our commitment to doing something. So,
what is the 5% equity?
Government of India.
Which agency?
What do you think? The 3%. So I was talking about the 3%.
No, I'm saying if you succeed, then chances are that your returns are very good.
No, he's succeeding. He's successful.
So you return something back,
Correct.
which has initially funded you, so as to make it more sustainable.
Yes. So from the DST state fund, which came to Dhenaba period, which was our first increase, we had raised a loan, which got converted into equity, which is 5%. So my part is my loan is 2%. I owe students called Walking Wireless, which cannot raise funding, and it's valued at around 100 crores right now. Which 5% is held by the government of India in lieu of the funding that the government of India gave us.
How much did they give?
50 lakhs.
So 50 lakh has become, you can see now, 5% of 100 crores.
I mean,
Yes, yes. No, the government of India has a policy on that.
Government of India has the policy.
In certain fund, not all, in certain stages, the debt can be converted into equity.
इवन प्राइवेट में भी तो आविष्कार माइक्रो वेंचर कैपिटल फंड जो है वो उसी तरह से ऑपरेट एग्जैक्टली उसी लाइन पे ऑपरेट करता है जैसे आपने कहा, और उन्होंने बहुत सारे सोशली रिस्पॉन्सिबल इनोवेशंस को सपोर्ट किया एंड विच गॉट स्केल्ड अप एंड डिड रियली वेल. So they got back by way of equity participation, which they at a later point in time retired after making quite a killing out of it, so that they could support, like you said, to make it further sustainable and support more innovations of this kind. So that model is working really fine for them.
Under MVIF, Micro Venture Innovation Fund, we invested about 4 crore of rupees, roughly 3.85 or something, we meaning NIF, over 2003 to 2013. In about 190 ventures, Gulshan? 193 ventures, amount ranging from, let's say, under lakh to up to 15 lakhs, up to 15 lakhs each maximum. And more than 75% has come back. 75% money came back. We had only 3 people in the team, 2 or 3 people in the team. It was distributed all over the country, from Anantnag to Tiruchirappalli to Karnataka to all over the country. So these 193, they are listed on the website. Dikha doge isme? Gulshan, just show it. So that model has worked for 10 years. Money came back, single signature, no co-obligant, no collateral, single signature. We did not even ask guarantee from their parents or anybody else, because the idea was to trust the person who is developing this. Just set up MBIF investment. MBIF that number. The project sanction, yes. So these are all the projects which were sanctioned. Amount sanctioned, date sanctioned, amount returned back, everything is on web. SIDBI has been the partner in this fund, and now this is a proof. If somebody is doubtful about how to handle macro venture innovation finance, where you have funding all over the country, you have a very small team, no supervision at the local level, but trust-based system, periodic reviews by a committee which has SIDBI representative and faculty from IMA and the team of NIF, it has worked very well. So it is not a pilot anymore, because 10 years you don't run a pilot. It has proved that you can make investments of micro venture innovation funding. That's why microfinance में बहुत किया आप लोगों ने, micro venture innovation finance में नहीं किया अभी. That is where the transition is. The next frontier of our country should be from microfinance to micro venture innovation finance. That's where we need, and large number of such funds we need in different parts of the country, which will invest small amounts, retailing, go up to 15 lakh, maybe 25 lakh. At that time it was 15 lakh when we started this fund 10 years ago. Now it should become 25 or 50 lakh, up to 50 lakh. After that, SIDBI used to take, the idea was that SIDBI will take over investment beyond that. Is that right? So that or NABARD can take care of beyond that. Or NABARD can create a joint committee, just as DSIR is a committee, which can process from 50 lakh to 5 crore, let us say. So that even retailing cost of SIDBI or NABARD would not justify investment as small as 5 crore. Even that is too small for these large institutions, isn't it? So then you create a committee in which you are represented, but you don't run that fund. That fund is run by the incubator or the platform that with which you have partnered. They will retail it to the individuals in good faith. And generally speaking, as our experience shows, that when you help genuine people in a easy, quick, efficient way, people give back the money. पूरे कंट्री का एक्सपीरियंस, ये पूरे कंट्री के इन्वेस्टरीज हैं यहाँ पर, कोई भी रीजन छूटा नहीं है हमसे, कश्मीर से, नॉर्थ ईस्ट से लेकर इम्फाल, मणिपुर से लेकर कहीं भी रीजन में आप जाएंगे, वी हैव इन्वेस्टमेंट देयर. इम्फाल में भी है, मिजोरम में भी है, ऐजवाल में भी है, नागालैंड में भी है, असम में है, सब जगह पर है.
ईमानदारी से पैसे मिल जाए तो ईमानदारी से पैसे वापस.
एग्जैक्टली भाई, वही बात कह रहा हूँ मैं सिर्फ कि जो आपने अगर ईमानदारी से दिया, एक भी पैसा आप चाय भी नहीं पीते उसके खर्चे पर. हमारे यहाँ तो देर आर सम केसेस वेयर आवर पीपल हैव गॉन एंड हेल्प देम टू फुलफिल ऑर्डर्स. मत्स्य फेड से केरला में उसको ऑर्डर मिला, क्या नाम उसका, मोहनलाल को, वो जेड ड्राइव बनाया था उसने बोट के लिए, एंड देन कन्वर्ट इनटू फ्रॉम केरोसिन टू डीजल. He had to go there and help them to do the manufacturing of the component because that fellow didn't know how to fulfill an order of 100 pieces. He had never done that. He had only made 2 or 3. वो 3 महीने वहाँ रहा, उसने उसके सप्लाई चेन बनाई, वेंडर सिलेक्शन किया, स्पेसिफिकेशन किया, बनवाया, सप्लाई किए 35 पीसेस, बोला अब तू आगे के बाकी 60 तू कर, 35 मैंने करवा दिए. He went there and stayed there for 3 months to do it. So sometimes that is the kind of support we'll have to provide to these startups, particularly in rural areas, who have never had any experience of how to select vendors, how to make a bill of material, how to separate standard component versus fabricatable component. Most innovators, I can tell you, they want to fabricate every single component. They don't believe in standard component analysis. उन्होंने सीखा ही नहीं, कभी किसी ने पढ़ाया नहीं उनको.
होता ही है कि वो इतना पैशनेट होता है,
बस वो सब चीज बनाना चाहता है,
कुछ खुद करना चाहता है,
और रिजल्ट इज कि वो इतना महंगा हो जाता है, इतना डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है मेंटेन करने के लिए, कॉस्ट इतनी बढ़ जाती है, वो कभी स्केल होता ही नहीं फिर. So I am saying that we have a huge experience in this regard of manufacturable technologies which can be shared with anybody and everybody who is around the table and the country. Will be very happy to share this experience. How do you build a bill of materials? How do you create a supply chain? How do you get the vendor selection? How do you get quality control? How do you get assembly done? You know, how many runs do you need to do for test run? All of that we have tried to learn hard way in various kind of products.
Believe on those innovators.
Yes, sir.
You have to believe on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
On these government rules and regulations.
देखिए साहब, मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूँ कि गवर्नमेंट, NIF is a government body. नहीं, but NIF is also a government body. It's a Institute of Department of Science and Technology. I am saying if NIF can do this under single signature, can give it, thanks to the SIDBI, thanks to the Government of India, thanks to DST, I don't think you should always bring government as a negative factor. You know, government can be very positive. I can tell you one thing more. You talked about IP. We have a fund called as GTIF, the Kolosco, Grassroots Technological Innovation Acquisition Fund. We support patents. 680 patents have been filed by NIF in the name of innovators. Property right is with the innovator. Money has been given by the Government of India. Just see, public investment for private good. Public investment for creating private property right. फिर क्या किया हमने फिर पे किया उसको, पेटेंट पहले फाइल किया, फिर 70 टेक्नोलॉजीज में पेमेंट देकर उसको एक्वायर किया राइट आईपी को, टू मेक देम अवेलेबल एट ओपन सोर्स और नो कॉस्ट. ये 71 टेक्नोलॉजीज आपको इमीडिएटली मिल सकती हैं आज से ही, अगर आपके काम आ सकती हैं तो इमीडिएटली आप स्किल डेवलपमेंट में ले लीजिए, बच्चों को सिखाइए, वो अपना रोजगार चलाएं, अपना काम बढ़ाएं. हाँ, so we are willing to give these technologies. These are, so we have used public funds to create IP, then we use public fund to buy IP and create technologies in open source, and they are all available here. I am saying government is becoming very imaginative. I mean, they allow, this idea was ours, but they did not object to it. They just sanctioned us. 88 lakh rupees में हमने ये 71 technologies को acquire किया, and we made them available to people. Because many small enterprises cannot pay licensing fee. भाई देखो ना, जो normal classical license fee होती है, वो कैसे pay करेंगे? So we have to reduce the transaction cost and make small enterprise come up by accessing technologies at a very low cost or no cost. 5,000 रुपये में लाइसेंस दे दिया आपने, खत्म हो गई बात. नॉन एक्सक्लूसिव लाइसेंस में क्या दिक्कत, 500 रुपये में दे दिया आपने. So I would say that we should also think about some technologies which can create further enterprises. Can your startup village acquire certain rights of those technologies which are then released or made available to small entrepreneurs in every district of Kerala if you want to promote entrepreneurship there. Or for that matter, in Karnataka. Think about this fund. It's a very viable idea.
एक सजेशन मैं आपको देना चाहूँगा. Franchising is a replication of success, as you must be knowing. So franchising route sometimes can help in spread and obviously expansion of any maybe business.
Yeah.
And there are some organizations that are doing colossal work like Franchising World and things like that. So I would suggest that NIF or other bodies do get linked up with Franchising World, because that will help in massive spread in the franchising format. Because an entrepreneur cannot do everything, an innovator cannot do everything. He develops one successful model and then gives it to many other entrepreneurs.
आपके पास आपके कितनी जगह पर रिटेल पॉइंट्स होंगे कंट्री में? Just as
उसकी बात छोड़िए, मैं आज पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क की बात कर रहा हूँ. Let's assume that we have got 10,000 retail points.
Now, when companies have such highly developed supply chain, distribution chain, for a startup to piggyback on that is a great investment. I would say they can be given some equity only for piggybacking on their distribution chain. Why not? If they make their dealer network available to you, उनका supply chain बना हुआ है, उनका transport system बना हुआ है, उनका logistics system बना हुआ है, उसमें आपका device भी जाएगा, वहाँ deliver हो जाएगा, अगर order आता है वहाँ से, तो क्या दिक्कत है उसमें? We should not mind that. I think it's a great idea. Can you give us a small paragraph on
I'll give it to you.
what terms are required? What would you need? What kind of comfort you would need from startup community to provide them access to your distribution chain?
There is no problem, but say any transactions of this kind that is to be done, it has to be weighed, it has to be evaluated on its own merits, which means the startup and say the company on which
नहीं, but generally कुछ तो framework तो बनाओगे ना यार.
Framework तो simple understanding agreement है, then there are maybe deliverables on either side. अगर देखिए कि startups and say the new entrepreneurs, they bring many wonderful things on the table, but idea to get converted into a product, a scalable product or a solution is a long journey, and that has to be traversed together, in which there will be gain for both. So engagement and the mutual discussion is very important.
No, I agree with you, completely agree with you.
Because to convert a concept into a prototype into a pilot product into to a commercial product, a marketable product, and thereafter to spread it and to make it maybe available across markets, satisfy aspirations, requirements of the consumers or maybe the buyers from different markets is itself a long journey, a challengeable journey.
I will expand your idea. What I would say is that many startups, when they need to do consumer feedback studies, foresight analysis, they can't afford to hire a team and send it to different cities. So if the companies which have such teams in place, sales and distribution team, they have market research team, they have marketing companies, can we think of a consortium approach where, depending upon mutual comfort between franchisee or between the company and the startups, they can provide some of these services to these startups for scaling up, assessment of scaling up, whether they should or should not scale up, and if they should scale up, in which market they should scale up. Maybe there is a market for, if Vijaya Bank and Syndicate Bank did not realize the market in North India, they wouldn't become the biggest bank in North India, coming from Udupi, They must have done some very good foresight analysis to find gaps in services which they could meet so well that they become the major bankers. Like that, if there are some service providers who do not know where should they expand, they don't have that insight, but somebody can generate that insight for them, will be a very, so I'm expanding into franchising, into market research, consumer foresight, the regions where what kind of changes product specification should be made, even color and look and feel should be changed for specific markets. Certain regions of our country prefer certain kind of colors and other regions prefer other kinds of colors, somewhere dark colors, somewhere light colors. All of that is an insight that companies may have which startup may not have, and startup will not be able to afford it also. So we should develop a whole paragraph on this. We will work it out how can the distribution chains welcome and system can be done. One more point here we may add, we put it later, but this point is relevant here, that startups should also support other startups as franchisee. That point we have put it, that every startup should have a small window where he can show the products in the same line, at least, same domain, of other startups. So हर startup के shelf पे अगर एक line लगी है जिसका outlet है वहाँ पर लगा हुआ है, तो you start promoting each other's product, and that is extremely important. We have not done that as yet. Most startups don't do that. But on a website, if you say that, just like you go to Amazon, you buy a book, they get others like this. Startups website should also give an option that if you are buying my product, there are other products of this kind which our cluster has produced, our startup village has produced, or our incubator has produced, you might be interested in them also. What's wrong with that? क्या गलत है उसके अंदर?
I'd like to add a point to that.
Extension of what
I
you
have a
mentioned.
strong issue with most of the
What do you give back after
education
you
or
have
other
that
professional education that happens around is that we teach a lot about competition.
Competition is
yet to see, standard MBA or these other higher education things which actually teach about how to collaborate.
सही बात.
I have a group of 2-3 startups who say the most valuable thing I've ever told to them is that you should also learn to collaborate.
Yes, I agree with you, completely agree. And that's the thing that we should amplify in the policy also, that for such collaborations, maybe we need to organize workshops, collaboration, co-creation workshops, collaboration workshops and so on and so forth. We will add that. That's a very good point.
So when you talk about helping them with the, let's say the supply chain management or marketing management, I think the financial management equally is important. And that's one thing which they generally would be lacking. I've seen many students coming to us when they're in first year, second year, great idea, great expectation, but they don't know in and out of how much money is to be invested.
बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं आप. I will just give you one example. Are we ready for breaking for lunch? Can we just confirm?
Actually, not just simple documentation to know what I'm doing.
I was in a bank earlier, 73 to 78, I worked in a bank. I have found at that time I saw many entrepreneurs who could not maintain the right ratio between credit sales and cash sales. So their product was very good, huge demand, lot of credit sales, far fewer cash sales. They went under because they were good. But they did not manage the finance properly. So you are absolutely right. The ratio of the credit to cash sale, there are some other such simple ratios, nothing very profound, can make all the difference to the viability of the enterprise. I mean, it is pity that if an enterprise fails because it is very good but did not manage finances properly. Product was very good, otherwise they would not have got so many orders. No, yes, good point. We will. I will request Sidbi, before you complete, say a point, please add this also.
So another point is that because of being paper for new, this audit, see, the success rates are not always 100%. Is it possible to have some waiver or something, for some time, because that becomes an issue for a funding agency.
Okay, because Sidbi has to handle both of them. My suggestion was that based on the experience of various entrepreneurs that you have funded, have you built up a kind of a toolkit for budding entrepreneurs? Is there anything of this kind?
Yeah, we did, sir. In fact, SME startup kit we developed.
Which is based on the insights from the existing entrepreneurs?
It's in general also. We came up with our new website, smallb.com, smallb.in, that was exclusively created by Sidbi for allowing all such young entrepreneurs, maybe in the college level or having joined their jobs, to look into that and try to find out what all kind of registrations are required, where to approach, whom to approach, how to get the finance. So everything has been built in that particular website, one thing. Secondly, internally, yes, there has constantly been an evolutionary process in our bank also to understand that what exactly is required for equity funding. We have, in association with, and as per the directives of government, started with a couple of venture equity branches also, with 5 or 6 banks. Unfortunately, after about 8 or 9 months, we found only one of them at Bombay, which was piloted by Dena Bank in association with us. That's the one which has given very good response, and that's still live like. All others have gone back to the traditional banking. 2 more points I would like to add, since we are discussing about the startup funding. There was a very good scheme launched by Government of India. To the best of my knowledge, it was in the year 91. That was by the name National Equity Fund. If you talk about any kind of funding, I tell you probably in my association with the banking industry for past 20 years, I found that was probably the best scheme where equity was granted at the cost of 1%. But you know, as the saying goes,
1% meaning 1% equity will be taken.
I'll share it with you, sir. But as the saying goes, and you know, people don't realize if the money is coming at such low cost. Unfortunately, that was a scheme which was saddled with maximum number of NPAs to the extent that government had to abandon it.
Oh.
Then correspondingly, we had a scheme, Mahila Udyam Nidhi. That was for ladies, lady entrepreneurs. The stake involved was only 10%. 25% was being given as equity. That equity was being charged at the rate of 1%. That equity was to be repaid
You mean
after
1% was the debt? And then
No. For that equity portion. That would be at the usual terms, whatever you say. But that equity used to give you that 35-65 comfort, wherein you can approach to any of the lending institutions
Correct.
to give the funds. Okay. The 10% also was in order to ensure the genuineness of the promoter, that yes, he also should have something
Correct.
of his, from his side as his stake towards the project for which he has so much of passion.
Correct.
But that scheme got abandoned, sir. Even MUN, we had to, close the shutters. Because we operated these schemes through the banks, and banks, what they did, since equity was a part of Government of India and SIDBI's funding, they never used to take care of this equity funding. They only took care of their debt portion. So, वो उन्होंने अपना पैसा सारा adjust किया, equity kept on piling, and finally it died. There was a seed fund scheme also from the IDBI days.
Right.
These were all, efforts on the part of the Government of India to start and inculcate that habit of entrepreneurship. My suggestion would be, in fact, we have given that to the government also during this budget, and probably it was an offshoot of it that we got 10,000 crores fund earmarked for this equity thing. That should be revival of the scheme of National Equity Fund, wherein maybe instead of 10%, you bring it down to say 5% of the contribution from the promoter or from the startup. And then you can have, say, instead of 25, say 30% to be in the form of equity at a very nominal rate of, say, earlier it was 1%, increase it to 2%. Incidentally, we increased
2% meaning what?
2% would be the interest charged on the equity portion being funded. Okay? So generally the banking norms are that you should have 65-35 kind of ratio, 2:1 should be the DER, what they call debt equity ratio and all that.
Yes.
So in order to allow that startup to reach up to that level of equity, because he's not having funds.
Correct.
As you have been discussing
so you are
all
financing
along.
his share also.
Absolutely. So, and in fact, let me also share with you that SIDBI has a scheme of direct financing wherein we are doing 1 crores funding to the startups. But then we are doing it on a highly selective basis. It is being done. I think some of the IT, projects, biotech projects, they've all been taken care of. But as the gentleman sitting there mentioned, we carved a special scheme by the name Risk Capital. We earmarked certain funds. We were receiving funds from the Government of India through some budgetary allocations. As it happens in a public sector organization, when the cases start going bad, then the blame game starts. And then the whole issue of accountability and, finger pointing and those things. So in this particular thing, we said, okay, we are not going to have any such kind of thing. What is normally done for debt funding? There has to be a clear demarcation if we really want to bring about a, revolution in the startup funding. That any public sector institution, if it is keeping some certain kind of funds, let us have a totally, well chalked out checklist to take care of all such, faux pas. But then, at the end of the day, as he rightly mentioned, we also in SIDBI have experience through SIDBI Venture Capital Finance that it was only one BillDesk kind of a project which gave us a 77 kind of X multiple, whereas 20 others had gone down the drain. So for such kind of fundings, you need to have a specific policy drawn that after taking all these due diligence into consideration, after taking all such checks and measures and checks and balances, even if then the case goes bad, then probably you'll have to leave it to the fortune of the promoter also, who has done all the efforts. After all, you have only parted with the funds we have been earmarked by the government of India.
So while
That should be.
So let me summarize what I've understood. There are 3 or 4 things we are talking about. We are talking about need for accredited auditors who can audit the accounts of the startups when we have to write them off, or we have to give their comfort to the investor or to the incubator that, look, you made a good genuine thing, but now it's not working out, so okay, we just forgot about it.
Just like the bank waives off the loans of the farmers in case of.
वो मैंने, I don't want to use that language. Please don't bring that. नहीं ऐसा मत करिए, ऐसा मत. Please. We don't want to bring the. नहीं. Ethics is at the root of venture. We don't want to bring that kind of even notion. अब किसी ने सुना भी नहीं है इस बात को. We have not heard what you said just now. I don't want that kind of discussion to even be coming on the record. Just 1 second. Let me summarize, then you please. So first is that we need to think of accredited auditors who may have been entrepreneurs themselves, who will do this as a public service. Maybe small fees can be paid to them to give to the public agencies, at least public funding agencies, comfort in auditing the fact that they have dutifully and rightly discharged the liability of that person as a bad, unrecoverable or unredeemable enterprise, so that the blame does not come to the officials and does not come to the bank or does not come to the academic institutions which have taken that decision. Somebody must insulate them from the charge of having taken a lot of risk, because risk is taking is the whole purpose. So we need to create a mechanism by which the professors and the banks and also on, bank meaning a SIDBI kind of bank or other bank which will come into this picture, don't get tomorrow pulled up for something that is that's what we wanted to be done today. So we have to create that. Second thing that you are saying is that while equity fund may not have worked in the past, in the new culture, new environment, we need to revive that idea, and we will take that on.
Probably it was ahead of times. Now
time.
the time has come
Correct.
that we should have such kind of
Correct.
scheme
I agree.
which would inculcate this habit.
The third point which has also come just now is that if there is a possibility for hybrid funds to emerge, some portion from private sector, some from crowdfunding, some from state, let us allow this hybridization as the comfort, as the case may be. So proposing a project, an entrepreneur wants 50 lakh, you gave him an investment of 10 lakh, he went to some extent, he wants to make it first faster, you don't think you will give him 40 lakhs more just now, he goes for crowdfunding, he raises 50 lakh, he gives you 10 lakh back with some return, finish. You can exit in that investment, let it be 100% managed by the crowd fund, that should be possible, and no restriction on that, you invest that 10 lakh to somebody else. The fact that you invested 10 lakh made him to get 90 lakhs and 40 lakhs, because investors see that this institution which has funded 10 lakh has scrutinized the viability of the idea, has looked at the thing, has looked at the credential. So you have done the credentialization. At one time, the TDB, Technology Development Board, anybody who got screened through their process used to get private investment very easily, because banks found an action, at least in this case, that private funding becomes easier and credible. After all, somebody has to vouchsafe the integrity of the. Yes, Satish.
Yes. Sir, just now we can also take this project as a corporate social responsibility fund.
वो कहाँ सुबह बात आई वो?
So CSR, see in Gujarat only 5,000 crore rupees is likely to be coming for CSR activities. So this can be incorporated in the CSR policy.
That's right.
Then this budget, we can recommend that this can be included in our CSR. Somebody gives for this CSR activity can be considered like this. So a lot of money can come. So where the entrepreneur startup has no money even, this committee, whatever the funds we have gathered, from that we can spare for them.
See, our goal was, we have somehow not got that proposal as yet on the table, though Harinma mentioned earlier, various clusters. You are running one of the clusters.
Yes.
ठीक है ना? कितने member आपके यहाँ?
Pardon?
How many members you have in your cluster?
1,500, sir. 1,500.
1,500. Now, unfortunately, why can't we have cluster-based incubators? Yes. MSME में है शायद कहीं पर उन्होंने कुछ किया है शुरू. But if you can have, he has a wonderful waste exchange, he has a wonderful waste museum, उन्होंने बहुत काम किया है greening of waste, I mean treatment of waste के ऊपर सबके ऊपर. अब if you want some startups to look at your waste collection and set up enterprises which use that waste material as an input, कितना बड़ा environment के लिए फायदा हो जाएगा. But you need to invest in them, so you should create an incubation fund for that. And issue challenges. ये हमारे पास 15 वेस्ट हैं, कोई भी स्टार्टअप अगर इसके लिए बेस पर कोई सेटअप एन एंटरप्राइज, वी विल फंड दैट पर 100% और 50%, 70%, करेक्ट. तो आपकी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गई, आपको तो वेस्ट की कीमत मिल जाएगी. ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स अभी नहीं आ रहे हैं, ऐसे फंड, ऐसे इंक्यूबेटर नहीं बन रहे हैं विच गिव पर्पसिव चैलेंज दैट आई हैव दिस रिसोर्स, आई हैव गॉट दिस वेस्ट. अब GSFC है, इनके पास कितना पड़ा हुआ है मटेरियल, यू नो, फ्लाई ऐश है, ये है, वो है. केरला में पिथ ऑफ द कोकोनट, ह्यूज पाइल्स ऑफ दैट. So if you issue a challenge, let us say, that anybody who set up an enterprise based on pith in Kerala, at least you should have raw material from Kerala. बाकी कहीं भी बनाओ, मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं है. We will invest in that. Then problem gets solved.
Yeah, I fully support what you are saying, but I would like to also, add to what Mr. Thanvi was, mentioning. 10,000 crores have been committed by the government of India for supporting the enterprises through, equity funding. Can't we think of this 10,000 crores as the fund of funds? I mean, SIDBI can be the principal coordinator, but it can be a fund of funds. And from there, you can naturally support so many things.
I am aware of that. उसको रहने दो ना अभी, मत खोलो, वो can of worms है वो अभी.
Okay, चलिए.
हाँ, वो कहीं है नहीं पैसा अभी वो.
It's still modalities are there. Let us not.
That money doesn't exist. उसको जाने दो अभी.
It's only a budgetary announcement.
The waste incubators, that's fantastic.
Budgetary allocation नहीं है भैया वो.
Announcement ही है.
Announcement है खाली. Nobody knows, किसी को नहीं पता पैसा कहाँ है वो. जाने दो यार उसको, वो कमिटमेंट थे बैंक खाली.
Sir, we have some of the, for example, we had a proof of concept by a student in regular electronics. Now Titan is ready to probably take a tech transfer, but he has to work some more and refine it so that it's market ready. Now there's no fund where a student venture can apply with the corporate ready to hand over them or probably take it to the next stage where tech transfer will happen. Some support can be given.
Titan doesn't want to do that.
No, they say we are not ready whether this can really work.
They don't want to take that stage of
So they don't want to take that risk now.
Very good point, that when technologies are due, they have almost a last mile investment in a technology to make it transferable to industry, some funding for that stage. That design centers should actually do this. That was their job, finishing of the technology. That's the reason why Ministry of HRD is setting up the design centers. But send me a mail, I will try to take it up with HRD and see whether their design centers will start taking up these kind of projects. That could be one possibility. We'll have to break for lunch.
So the last point, the one that you talked about, if someone funds, crowdfunding becomes easier. Actually, the reverse is more true. If you are getting crowdfunding, it's a strong indicator of how the product...
Public approval of your idea.
So that fact, I mean, I'm not trying to push Kickstarter or Indiegogo out here, but suppose a startup puts up his idea and he gets funded, say 20% or 30% of what he's claiming. It's a strong indicator for venture capitalists or incubators to actually go ahead and put more funds. So the reverse is more true.
I agree with you that when 5,000 people have invested their personal money in an enterprise, that
and this is hard money. This is not like voting or liking on a particular website.
Correct.
This is hard money.
You're putting money.
Yes. So that is a strong indicator.
I agree. It can work both ways. It can work both ways. You are very good point that the fact that crowd has supported you should make it eligible for next stage of funding.
There are two parts to the crowdfunding. One, the equity crowdfunding, where the model uses equity, and then the other model where the Kickstarter model, where your model will take. There are two pieces.
Yeah, it can be both completely grant-based or it can be equity-based.
In fact, sir, in the entire financial ecosystem, basically draws this kind of learning that if it's an individual startup, then the bankers would be more comfortable if there are certain angel investors or some other private investors in there. And when it happens to be a fund of funds, the other fund investors would be more comfortable if SIDBI takes the lead or NABARD takes the lead. So what you are telling, actually it is circumstantially, how an entity is being pushed forward. If it's a sole entrepreneurship concern, that banker tries to be slightly more, careful, because the one who is investing in his private capacity, they believe that they have done their own due diligence and all kinds of, vetting has been done.
We have this platform that we recently created, where Social Innovation Fund and also a crowd fund now. This is the crowd fund, where the idea was that the technologies for which we give awards under Gandhian Young Technological Innovation Award, this book that is lying on a table, nobody was funding them. Neither DBT nor Department of Information Technology, and they are sophisticated technologies by ISC students, IIT students, NIT students. I mean, they are top of the line technologies which have been reviewed by the top faculty members of the country and abroad. Berkeley, MIT professors have reviewed them, and no funding. Nobody ever approached for the funding. So we thought, let us try this model, whether these high-tech innovations can get support from the investor community, and can they go to next stage of product development. There's also a problem that many of these students are so bright that they get postdoc, if they're PhD student, abroad immediately almost. So the result is that the fellow brought it to a technology. For example, one student in ISC, he got an award this year in March, has developed a technology by which he has an early stage detection system where photonic, a ray of light passes through a cancerous cell which has more sodium ions than potassium. It refracts more compared to the normal cell which has more potassium ions, which refracts less. This difference has been used to detect cancer at an early stage. Breast cancer, you have to have at much later stage when you can have the lumps of the cells, only then the detection begins, which is too late. This is a state of art technology. दुनिया में कहीं नहीं है, बड़ा simple है, बहुत beautiful है, it's good science in it. That fellow will get a postdoc offer, वो चला जाएगा यहाँ से, तो ये टेक्नोलॉजी वहीं के वहीं रुक जाएगी फिर. अगला स्टूडेंट कोई और प्रॉब्लम पे PhD करेगा, वो फिर वो PhD हो जाएगा, वो चला जाएगा. None of these will become product. None of these will become product. This country is not designed to convert these breakthrough ideas. Bangalore का ही है सिर्फ, कहीं दूर का भी नहीं है ना. और ये, the two things are not happening. One, the investors are not searching for ideas. No investor ever approached us, please understand. Not a single investor in this country ever wrote to Srishti or to Hiranmaya, to me, look, these are the technology for which you are given an award, can we invest in them? एक ने भी नहीं किया, पहली बात. So there is no hunger for among investors. Second, there is no effort to bring a consortium. Sometimes the technology is so advanced that one investor may not be able to take it forward because it requires huge investment, in which case a consortium could be formed. But that process is not happening. At this moment it is not happening. So I am concerned that whatever we are discussing at this moment, when it comes to high-tech innovations, we should now consider the possibility that before the student concerned leaves the country or has an offer of leaving the country, we should make it such a good offer to him to work in that technology that उसके लिए जाना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाए. We make it difficult for him to leave this country. Such a good, such sumptuous offer of support should be made to these. They will not stay back for 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh. उनको आप मिलियन में करेंगे सपोर्ट तो वो रुक जाएंगे बच्चे. But then you see the country wants to take this technology forward. You have prioritized it, you have considered it, it's a good idea. एक है वो algal bioreactor. बैंगलोर में लेक्स हैं आपकी. He has done it on 2 lakes already in Bangalore. बहुत algae होती है लेक के अंदर. He is creating an online system where you keep on putting algae and you keep on getting gas and use it for whatever energy purpose. Beautiful technology, where you convert a problem into an opportunity. आप कहते हैं और algae grow करने दो यार इसके अंदर, मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मैं clean करता जाऊँगा उसको. Algae clean होगी तो लेक के अंदर भी life अच्छी हो जाएगी. Lake will also become alive. Good system. अब who is going to invest? Municipal Corporation, BMC जो है Bharat Bangalore Corporation has at least allowed him to set up a plant near the lake to process it. But कोई invest थोड़ी कर रहा है इसके अंदर, किसी ने invest नहीं किया. That fellow will go away somewhere. कैसे रुकूंगा मैं इसके country के अंदर? I have no way to stop him in this country. These are all young boys that will go away. Now here is a boy who will not go away. We will take 2 minutes of Sharad. And then you will, when we come back after lunch, you will tell, बताओ जरा तुमने क्या किया यार, और तुम्हारा सब्जेक्ट जो पास नहीं हो मैंने उसके बारे में सबको बता दिया कि 5 बार फेल हुए तुम, बताओ.
Hello everyone.
हाँ.
Hello. So basically we are working on solar thermal technologies. We are trying to harness the solar thermal technologies for an industrial processing. So one of the product which we recently into commercialization of phase is Stroth Arrow. So that is basically developed in such way that we are able to provide hot air up to 350 centigrade. Okay, so it basically provides a process heat to many of the industries, including plastics, chemicals, and pharmaceuticals and food industries. The base part of this is we achieved efficiency of 70%, that is 70%. We are able to provide payback period within 1.5 years to 2 years without any kind of subsidies and financial assistance. And it basically consumes 1/3 area compared to the photovoltaics. So fortunately, we won that MIT Climate Collab Award for that particular technology this year.
अरे बच्चा MIT होकर आया और वहाँ मिलकर आया सबसे, and you know I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy about this.
So this is one of the technology. We are also working on few other technologies as well, and so that is what we are trying to do.
ये बता दे रहा तो दिक्कत क्या आई पैसे वैसे में, और you hired your professor also, isn't it?
So initially,
बता दो, सबको बता ना.
So basically, apart from the funding, I usually not consider the funding as main thing, because मैं मानता हूँ कि if we want to do a business, I always put money at the 10th number. But the one thing which we never got is mentorship. When you are very early stage, we are so much enthusiastic कि ये करना है, but you will never get good guidance from the people. और लोग भी जब MIT तक जाके वापस नहीं आते तब तक कोई भाव नहीं देता है. So बोलते कि वो क्या कर रहा है.
ऐसे मत बोल यार, मेरे को मत बोल यार. तेरे को मैंने अपनी क्लास में बुला लिया था बिना तेरे MIT जाए हुए.
बट इनिशियली जब आप लोगों के सामने बोलते हो कि दिस इज अवर एम और हम लोग ये करना चाहते हैं, और इनिशियली जब प्रोटोटाइप ही नहीं बना होता आपको, लोगों को लगता है कि यार ये तो बस बातें कर रहा है. एंड व्हेन स्पेशली यू आर 18 years old. तो व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड आई वाज जस्ट 18 years old, and we were basically initially into manufacturing of the solar water heaters. So initially we tied up with the Chinese company, and they were manufacturing for us. And fortunately, within 1.5 years, we had turnover of rupees 1.5 crore rupees, 25 dealers and distributors across the Gujarat. And but उस टाइम पे हमारे पास ये दिक्कत आई थी कि initially जो हमारा investment था, I got that from one of the uncle. And he has a very conventional mindset कि if we are making money out of this, why should invest in the research and development? So after some classes, I left that. Means I put the two of us whether I will take over the whole Solex company or I will left it to you. So they said कि okay, you can go. So I left that company and I started this growth. So ये दिक्कत भी आती है कि जो conventional mindset होता है, the people are they only needs money. So the same thing, the funding के साथ यही प्रॉब्लम है कि वो लोग पैसा तो डाल देते हैं, बट अभी वो बच्चे अभी कुछ कर रहा है उससे पहले उन लोगों को रिटर्न चाहिए. और हाँ, सो ये दिक्कत जो मुझे हम लोगों को इनिशियली ये दिक्कत आई थी. एंड सेकंड अबाउट द मेंटरशिप, क्योंकि यू वांट टू डू सो मैनी थिंग बट आपको पता नहीं कि कैसे जाना है. एंड इवन इनिशियली जब हम लोगों तो जब कंपनी का पहला लोगो बना था, वी एंजॉयड फॉर द 2 days कि यस नाउ वी आर हैविंग अ कंपनी सोलेक्स. ओके, तो ये सिचुएशन थी. उसके बाद जब व्हेन वी वेंट टू टॉक टू सम डीलर्स कि यार आप हमारे डीलर बन जाओ, क्योंकि हम हर जगह जाके बेच नहीं सकते. तो उसने बोला कि ओके आप हमें डीलर प्राइस दे दीजिए. एंड वी डोंट नो व्हाट इज द डीलर प्राइस, एंड देयर वाज नोबडी हु कैन एक्सप्लेन अस कि डीलर प्राइस क्या होता है. देन वी वेंट टू मार्केट और हम लोगों से पूछा कि लोग क्या ऑफर करते हैं, आप हमें दे दो, हम आपको वो सही ऑफर करते हैं. एंड दैट्स हाउ वी एक्चुअली मेड आवर फर्स्ट डील. तो वो वाली सब दिक्कत हमें बहुत इनिशियली आई थी और जब मैं पहले जाता था, आई नेवर सेड कि आई एम अ CEO ऑफ द कंपनी. आई ऑलवेज सेज कि आई एम अ सर्विस गाय. और मैं एक कंपनी में जॉब करता था और ये कंपनी नाउ पेइंग मी 35,000 रुपीज़. वो लोग सोचते कि अगर ये 35,000 इसको पे करे दैट मीन्स की कंपनी बहुत बड़ी है. सो दैट्स हाउ वी स्टार्टेड. तो वो वाली सब दिक्कत आई थी. द सेकंड कि आपके पास जब टेक्नोलॉजी और कोई ऑथेंटिफिकेशन ना हो, मतलब कि ओके प्रोटोटाइप हो रहा है बट लोग नहीं मानते. जैसे कि नाउ व्हेन वी सेज कि वी वांट दैट MIT क्लाइमेट कोलैब अवार्ड, नाउ वी आर हैविंग नंबर ऑफ पोटेंशियल, मतलब कि लोग कंज्यूमर सामने से कांटेक्ट करते हैं कि यार वी नीड दिस टेक्नोलॉजीज. तो वाली दिक्कत,
मतलब वो ऑथेंटिकेशन हो जाए उसका. जो इंस्टीट्यूशंस के पास सोशल कैपिटल है, चाहे वो IIT हो, IIM हो, और इंस्टीट्यूशंस है ना, दिस इज वर्थ थिंकिंग अबाउट कि इफ वी कैन सर्टिफाई देम इन एन IIT लैब, IIT गांधीनगर लैब में या IIT दिल्ली लैब में, तो इट बिकम्स ईजियर फॉर दिस बॉय टू गेट credentials established, and then the potential clients, potential partners, potential supply chain members, potential investors will find कि भाई IIT गांधीनगर ने कहा है अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी, तो होगी अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी. वो आपकी सोशल कैपिटल आपने उसको एक्सटेंड कर दी फॉर अ रीजनेबल, मतलब मेरिट पर. you're not in the favor. हाँ, नहीं, बट बाकी लोगों को भी मिल जाए अगर एक कंसेशनल टर्म्स पर कि वो टेस्ट करके आप उसके जो क्रेडेंशियल्स हैं, जो उसके स्पेसिफिकेशंस हैं, उनको सर्टिफाई कर दें कि भाई ये जो कह रहा है वो बात सही है. 70% है रिकवरी, 1/3 एरिया में कर रहा है वो सोलर के अंदर. उसकी गैस उतनी बन रही है 300 डिग्रीज की, उसकी जो पे बैक पीरियड 1.5 ईयर है, ये सब चीज़ें अगर हम कर देंगे कि भाई हमने कैलकुलेट करके देख लिया है, तो फिर उसका काम आसान हो जाता है ना फिर. देन ही डजंट हैव टू कन्विंस एवरी. उसकी एज जो, उसके बाल सफ़ेद नहीं हुए तो क्या हुआ? दिल तो साफ है, दिल तो काला नहीं है ना, दिल तो सफ़ेद है. बोल दिया करके मेरा बाल सफ़ेद नहीं हुए तो क्या हुआ, मेरा दिल सफ़ेद है, हाँ, दिल में काला नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. वेरी गुड बात.